just wrapped up 30 days of improv quilt along. Hey, this is Carrie with Canary Quilts, and I have finished my 30 days of improv quilt along. I made it into 4 different vertical quilts that I am going to hang around my house, and they turned out great. They didn't take long at all. I put a little border on them. I did a little circular quilting, and I bound them. Used all the same colors that I used in it for the border and the quilt. So they all came from the same fat quarters that I showed you when I was working that week, and turned out great. I love them. So I would like to say thank you for following along on this journey. If you've watched any of these videos, I hope that you learned something. I hope that you did these also. Or maybe next year when they do it, because they've been doing this every year. Next August, they'll probably be doing it again. So I'm going to join then also. They have fun little giveaways each week if you do a block and you post it. And they have tips and tricks for how to put these together. So stick with me and I'll let you know when it comes along next year. Anyway, I'm going to just walk you through my quilting and putting this together, not too much. But I wanted to show you the finished product and let you know thank you for following along with me. And if you want to see other fun stuff on this channel, just hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and you'll get notified every time I put out a new video. So yeah, let's have some fun. Okay, I got my blocks here for my 30 days of improv quilt along, and I've done week 1 already, and I am going to do just vertical quilts that are this big. So I'll have 4 different quilts. Not sure if I'm going to border it yet. I'm thinking I might, but not sure yet. But right now I'm putting them together. So all I've done is put them in the order that I want them, sewed them together here, 1/4 of an inch, iron towards one side. And I'm going to get the other 3 weeks done. And then we're going to figure out if we're going to border them. I think I will. I think I'll border them. And then I got to make the little tiny backing, and I got to cut enough for the binding. So I don't know how much quilting I'll do. We'll see when I get to it. So this is kind of a work in progress, as you can tell. So let's do week 2. Let's see how I want to put this together. Let's get this out of the way. I don't know, that looks pretty good because these 2 are pretty busy. Let's do this. Well, let's see. I'm gonna be looking at it this way. So let's turn it like that. Yeah, I like it. So I'm gonna put these together in that order and then get these ironed. I'm just going to iron them one way. And again, I'll get the colors I use for this, make a border, get a backing, and a binding. There's my blue one put together, so let's do a purple one. This is the triangle week. Let's see. I feel like we're going from light purple to rose. I think this might belong more in the rose area. Let's make it prominent in the middle too. Let's see what if this happens. I don't know, I think I like that. Yeah, I feel like it kind of goes light to dark also, so I'm going to get these sewn together just like I got that sewn together. And I'm just ironing to one side. Okay, got my purple done. Let's do my greens. How do I want this to go together? That looks like it goes together right there. Interesting. Okay, I like that. So I think I'll start putting that together. Okay, there we go. Got my 4 different quilts laid out here. So I got to get some borders cut and bindings and backings ready, and then I'll let you in on my quilting progress. It's gonna be fun. Okay, there's my border for my green one. And I did audition a few fabrics before I picked it, and I felt like this was one that I didn't use a lot of that color in. So I chose it because I thought that it would make a great frame, and it does. It really frames it in. So I think what I'm going to do for binding is go with a dark color then. Give it another little frame. So that's how I went ahead and chose my fabrics. I cut a 1.5 inch strip so that I'll have a 1 inch border when I'm done. So I'm going to do all of them like that. But I just wanted to share with you how I came up with this border and how big it was. So we're getting started on the quilting here, and I wanted to show you the variegated gray thread that I was using for the blue quilt. And it is a sulky 40 weight rayon thread, and that's the same thread I use on all 4, except they're all different color variegations. So I started off with doing like a test stitch on the outside just to make sure that my tension looked good and everything else was going great. I didn't have any catches. And then I just like start right in going into the quilt, and I do a big old circle, and then I come out of that circle and go into a meander until I can get myself to a point where I can make another big old circle. And I do that, and I go in, and then I come back out. So I'm just kind of mirror myself as I go in, leaving enough space to go in and out of the quilt. But yeah, I've got the that slip and slide underneath that works really good. That is not even why I bought it, was for quilting. I bought it because of the measurements, but for quilting, it just lets me move that quilt around really easily. And you'll have to turn sometimes. You'll have to turn your quilt so that it fits better. But when I'm quilting, I'm kind of watching where the needle's going down, but I'm also looking ahead as I quilt. And meander, you really can do that. You're just kind of what I call little puzzle pieces. You're just moving them around, and I'm just looking ahead to go, where do I need to go to next? But there it is. There's my blue. Here's my green variegated thread that I use for this one. And this one, I'm just showing the end of this, but I just do a bunch of meanders, do some circles, get myself out of that little loop, and then just go in and finish it up. Yeah, it turned out really cool. And then for this one, I have like a purple and yellow and green and orange variegation. And they're kind of lighter variegations. They're not real dark, so I felt like it worked real well for this quilt. Again, same type of quilting where I go in and I throw out a big circle and just wind myself in, then wind myself out and come into a meander until I can get to another point where I can do a big old circle, and the process starts all over again. This didn't take me long. I think I did all 4 quilts in about a half an hour. It probably took as long to get the thread changed out as it did to start quilting these. But yeah. That little slip and slide I got underneath, I got a link to that down below if you want to check it out too. Turned out beautiful. I love it. Okay, I'm all done quilting my little individual strips, wall hangings, whatever you want to call them, of the 30 days of improv quilt along. I went in and I just kind of did these circles. I just did a big circle and went in, and then I came out. And then I went into a meander till I got down here and did another circle and came out. So I did show you how I did this. So it turned out great. I love it. It's going to look great hanging on my wall. But I've got all the bindings cut for this, which is like, this is going to be a dark binding. This is going to be a lighter binding. Same with this, a dark binding and a dark binding. But they turned out awesome. It's just amazing what quilting does. Just really makes everything pop out. So I am going to get these bound and I will show you what they look like when we're done. I'm really happy. They turned out really good. All right, there it is, all finished, all bound. It's been quilted. You saw some of the quilting that I did. Yeah, it turned out really cute. I really like it. I like how I did each one separately. I have spots in my house to hang these, that these will fit perfectly. Really turned out cool. So thank you so much for following me on this journey for the 30 days of improv quilt along. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned so much that I can apply to actual patterns and possibly and probably do improv quilting in the future. I will probably take place in this next year also, and I'll let you know when it's coming up. So if you want to do it again, you can take place in it too. But yeah, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and you'll get all kinds of fun stuff like this. And again, thank you so much for following along. I really do appreciate all of my subscribers and my video watchers. I really, really do appreciate it. So I'll see you in the next video.